Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're diving into the top 10 most sustainable countries as of February 2025. Sustainability is all about balancing the planet's needs with our own. These nations are leading the charge. We're basing this list on the latest Environmental Performance Index 2024, which ranks countries on climate action, air quality, and biodiversity. Ready to see who's making the Earth proud? Let's jump in. 1. Estonia. Estonia snags the #1 spot. Honestly, it's a bit of a surprise. This small Baltic nation has slashed its greenhouse gas emissions by nearly 50% over the past decade, thanks to a massive shift from dirty oil shale to cleaner energy sources like biomass and wind. They're also wizards at digital innovation. Think e-governance that cuts paper waste and boosts efficiency. Plus, Estonia's got some of the cleanest air in Europe, with strict pollution controls keeping things fresh. Forests cover over half the country, and they're managed sustainably to soak up carbon and protect wildlife. Who knew this underdog would lead the pack? Next up is Luxembourg. A tiny country with a big green heart. They're tops in protecting ecosystems, think pristine forests and thriving species, with 100% of their critical habitats safeguarded. Water management is at the next level. They treat wastewater so well that it's almost drinkable. Luxembourg is also pouring money into green tech, such as electric buses and solar panels, and is aiming for carbon neutrality by 2050. Their small size helps. They can test eco-friendly ideas fast, like a living lab for sustainability. Oh, and they've cracked down on heavy metals pollution, making their air and soil some of the cleanest. Germany is another sustainable country. Germany's a sustainability powerhouse, and it's no shock they're in the top 3. They've got the Energiewende, aka their energy revolution, pushing wind and solar to power over 40% of their grid. They're phasing out coal by 2038 and have cut emissions by over 40% since 1990. Waste management. Germans recycle like champs. Nearly 70% of their trash gets a second life. Plus, their cities are packed with bike lanes and electric trains, cutting down on car pollution. Forests are thriving too, thanks to strict replanting laws. Germany's proof that industrial giants can go green. 4. Finland. Finland's a nature lover's dream, and it shows in their sustainability game. Over 70% of the country is forest, and they manage it so well that it's a carbon sink, absorbing more CO2 than it releases. Their water's some of the purest on Earth, thanks to tough laws on pollution and a love for lakes, over 188,000 of them. Finland's also big on renewable energy, with hydropower and bioenergy leading the way. They've got ambitious goals too, carbon neutral by 2035. And don't forget the wildlife. Brown bears and lynx roam free, protected by strong conservation policies. The UK's making waves at number 5. They were the first major economy to legally commit to net zero emissions by 2050, and they're on track. Coal's almost history, replaced by wind farms dotting the North Sea. Air quality's getting better with ultra-low emission zones in cities like London, cutting smog from cars. Recycling's a big deal too. Over 45% of household waste gets reused. The UK's also planting millions of trees and protecting its coastal waters, home to seals and seabirds. It's a green turnaround for an old industrial titan. 6. Sweden. Sweden's basically the poster child for eco-living. They've been carbon neutral in some sectors since the 90s, thanks to wind power and a trash-to-energy system that burns waste for heat. Only 1% of their garbage hits landfills. Public transport runs on biofuels, and cities like Stockholm are packed with electric buses and bikes. Forests cover 2/3 of Sweden, sustainably harvested for timber while keeping carbon locked up. They're also pioneers in green tech, like electric roads that charge vehicles as they drive. Sweden's goal: no net emissions by 2045. Impressive, right? Seven. Norway. Norway's a sustainability star, and it's not just about those stunning fjords. Hydropower generates over 90% of their electricity, clean, renewable, and abundant. They're the EV capital of the world. Over 80% of new cars sold are electric, thanks to huge tax breaks and charging stations everywhere. Norway's also fierce about its oceans, leading in sustainable fishing and protecting marine habitats for whales and cod. Their sovereign wealth fund invests in green projects globally, and they're planting trees to offset carbon. 8. Austria. Austria's green cred comes straight from the Alps. Hydropower fuels over 60% of their energy, keeping emissions low, while their trains, some of the best in Europe, run on clean electricity. Water's a big deal here. They've got strict rules to keep rivers and lakes crystal clear, supplying some of the world's best drinking water. Austria's also a recycling pro, with over 60% of waste reused, and their cities like Vienna are packed with green spaces. Add in sustainable farming, think organic crops and happy cows, and Austria's a quiet sustainability hero. 9. Switzerland. Switzerland's all about precision, even in sustainability. They've got hydropower and nuclear energy keeping their grid clean, with emissions way below the global average. Biodiversity's a priority. Over 30% of the country is protected land, home to ibex and eagles. Swiss water's so pure you can drink from mountain streams, thanks to top-notch treatment systems. They're also big on recycling. Over 50% of waste gets a second life, and their trains cut car use massively. Plus, Switzerland's pushing hard for net zero by 2050 with green tech investments. Picture perfect and planet-friendly. Rounding out the list is Denmark, the wind power king. Giant turbines off their coast generate over 50% of their electricity, and they're aiming for 100% renewable energy by 2050. Recycling's huge, over 60% of waste gets reused, and Copenhagen's a biking paradise with more cycles than cars. Denmark's also cutting emissions with green heating systems in homes, using biomass and heat pumps. Their farms are going organic, and they're protecting wetlands for birds like swans and geese. Small country, massive eco-impact. There you have it, the top 10 most sustainable countries as of February 2025. From Estonia's emission cuts to Denmark's wind power, these nations are showing us how to live better with the planet. Which one surprised you most? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more eco content.